All right, so let's have a look at this Josh thing of yours. Do not give Josh unsolicited diet advice.
Count calories.
Did you read the fucking...
Oh my god! All right, so he didn't. What a shame he didn't fucking Spurg out live. Instead, he wrote fucking. He wrote fucking War and Peace in his fucking forum again. This is not the first time, and it won't be the last time. Well,
there's one part in particular I have a comment on.
Well, we're gonna get to it. I'm just saying, like, this is not the first time, and it won't be the last time in my life that I'm going to be looking at an absolute fucking brick wall of unhinged lunatic rantings with that fucking avatar and that fucking name on the side of it. He does this on the reg. This is not a rare. Well, it's a semi-rare. You know, I think it should become more common. Spurg out more, Josh.
Count calories.
Did you read the fucking post, retard? I'm not taking this shit, get fucked. I said I don't want advice and I don't want advice. You can't even read the post you're replying to before climbing up my ass and dying in it. The violently retarded faggots rearing up like shit's pigots every time I even mention anything related to diet are just the most insufferable people. That's why I explicitly said, do not fucking contact me with unsolicited advice. Do you not get it? I don't want to fucking talk to you about anything except zero-calorie caffeine alternatives. It's absolutely infuriating. I've lost weight before. I went from 250 to 175 in Portland counting calories, doing 1,600
So what happened after that, Josh? What happened
Turned
after
into a big
that?
chunk-a-lunk.
Also, like, what? I think, for someone who's extremely online, like Josh is quite often completely out of touch, even with some of the topics that he tries to engage in, like his whole disastrous attempt to like cancel VTubing. Josh, please, you don't have that power. Not even fucking BlackRock has that power yet. But it's like, oh, have you guys got any advice for 0-calorie caffeine alternatives? Where have you been? You can't fucking walk 10 feet on the internet without fucking tripping over a GamerSups ad. Why the fuck do you need advice on where to find 0-calorie caffeine alternatives? They're fucking everywhere. They're like they're in vogue at the moment. They're the thing. You can't even like you go to your local pharmacist and just like there's a whole fucking shelf of like the GamerSups at home. You know, like the fucking what's the one I've got? I got Faction Labs. Yeah, Faction Labs, the GamerSups at home, because it's like literally 1/3 of the price of GamerSups and it's made in Australia. So
I got one of the white monsters here, and it has 10 calories in an entire can. I'm sorry, if you can't burn off 10 calories, you're fucked.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, even if that 10 calories is, you know, a bridge too far, like how the fuck are you not just doing like the caffeinated stir-in things, man?
Yeah.
I got them. They work. Take glass of water, put in cup of like magic dust, stir. Water changes color, becomes caffeinated, and you drink it.
To the moon.
Yeah, straight to the moon with 0 calories. Why does Josh Moon need to be told about like caffeinated drinks? What the fuck? Like, what does he do? Like, it really is a mystery. It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle, wrapped in an enigma. How Josh Moon like is so fucking blind to some of the most mundane stuff.
Alternate day fasting and cutting out all carbs. I know how to do math. I've had Excel spreadsheets with calorie intake before. I know that a cup of milk is 150 calories and that if I put a cup of milk in my coffee 3 to 5 times a day that it is roughly 1/5 to 1 th/.
Oh, come on, Pro Jolt. I think you're begging the question there. Diet advice really hits his nerves for some reason. Yeah, it's because he's a big fat fuck. It's because he's always been a big fat fuck.
4 th my entire caloric budget.
Some of that
Therefore, if I stop drinking milk...
I'll give him that, though. He's got cushion, you know, like he's a pudgy little boy, but he's not like grotesquely obese. He's never been grotesquely obese like Ralph. Like he doesn't have like a bifurcated gunt covered in fucking stretch marks.
Milk it will put my normal diet and routine under my caloric budget. It's insane to me how these fucking freaks can't stop themselves from sputtering out this shit. Like you're telling me to count my fucking calories in reply to a post where I'm explaining my caloric budget. Do you know what I ate today? A granola bar, cheese on bread, and quinoa. That's pretty typical. Of all that I ate.
So why are you fat then? Obviously, you're not sticking to that. Like, you'd be looking like a fucking rake if you stuck to that for long enough.
Today, I would say that the milk in my coffee is likely the single largest source. Just take a gun and blow your stupid fucking brains out. The frustrating thing is what a mental impediment dealing with this shit is. Like, I don't want to make people like you happy. I don't want to do things that makes you think your horrifically unpleasant way of ignoring the words I say to jump me and spurg about food in any way contributed to the effort put into changing my habits to lose weight. I have to commit myself 100% to my goal for my purposes, achieving policy change, and ignore the people I don't like fucking talking to.
Yeah, straight Randbot. Everyone who does advertising knows about ad blocking too. That's why they pay people to put the ad in the video. He's going like, oh, it's called ad block, Rand. I didn't know about Gamer Subs until you shilled them. I didn't fucking shill them. All right, now I'm on Josh Moon's side. I fucking hate you people who just don't fucking listen properly.
I'm gonna write a fucking dissertation about it.
I'm gonna get really mad on Kiwi Farms about it. Because that's like, this is like, he keeps doing this, by the way. Like, dude, the mama spider is being consumed by all the baby spiders again. He just keeps fucking doing this. Why, Josh? Why? For the love of God, why? Do you go to the fucking pit of ghouls that you assembled and say, hey guys, I'm vulnerable?
I slammed my penis in the car door.
He just keeps like that's the thing. He will not stop. Like Josh's whole fucking thing since he was 16 and wrote this fucking like revenge fantasy of murdering his mother because she loved the cats more than she loved him. Josh's whole fucking arc is like just routinely like he just never stops slamming his cock in the fucking car door.
It would be really nice if I could shoot the shit about things I'm trying to do without having to deal with obsessive-compulsive freaks demanding I do what they tell me. I just changed country, I don't know anyone, I'm in a remote location, I don't have access to clubs or anything because I'm in a swamp very far from civilization. It would actually help a lot if I could talk to people on my own fucking website about the things I want to do and what my concerns are. Instead, I basically have to be quiet all the time because if I even mention I want to change my lifestyle to be better, I have to deal with the whole package of every stupid faggot retard deciding I have asked them for advice, and for their tough love approach of fucking insulting me, ignoring what I'm saying, and dictating to me what to do starting right now. Genuinely, get bent. You suck.
Oh, and the fun's not done, right? Of course. It wouldn't be one single post, would it?
Oh, God, no.
Now, I have one question there. So he says he's currently living like in a swamp far from civilization. My understanding was that Josh was constantly going around the Schengen zone because, like, every time you move from one country to another, like, your tourist visa resets, and so he just kept going between Hungary and Romania, which may be a bit more difficult these days, you know, due to the war, but you know, still not that difficult. But I thought he's like just constantly like just renting out cheap Airbnbs. I mean, unless he found an Airbnb that is a remote location in a swamp. Because he's not back. He's not back in America yet, right? He's been talking about going back to America for like 2 years.
Maybe Ralph rented out the swamp to him.
That would be. Oh, that, you know, I approve. I approve. Big thumbs up on that. Noel moves into the moldy swamp manor. My family owned that swamp for years. That'd be great. But yeah, like Noel's not back in America yet, I don't think. So I'm just a bit confused by that one because like when he previously posted about how he went around just, you know, constantly swapping between Eastern European countries. Like, yeah, he was doing like cheap Airbnbs. Like he posts pictures of like, you know, pretty nice neighborhoods actually.
Do his users actually donate enough for him to keep all of his bills settled and stuff like that? Or is he like some crypto niggy or what the fuck?
Noel constantly complains that like he's just on the verge of bankruptcy and he needs, you know, I need more heckin' shekels to keep the site up. You guys don't know what a fucking money pit keeping the site up is. But you go and watch his Mad at the Internet streams, people throw money at the screen. Josh?
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what his turnover is, But Josh gets money thrown at him.
Unfortunate.
He gets money thrown at him and he constantly says he's poor. By the way, I haven't received a single super chat yet. Come on.
Say, hey, chat, if you wanna,
Daddy,
slam Noel's cock in the car door again, you could always send your money to Rand.
And remember, every donation hurts Noel's and Ralph's feelings. You can hurt multiple people's feelings with just $5 a day. Will hurt the feelings of people you don't like.
And they don't go to starving Holocaust survivors.
That's right. Broke, sending in $5 a day to starving Africans. Woke, sending $5 a day into a racist to piss off Ralph and Noel. But so that's just an interesting thing. And the other thing I'm thinking of, they pointed this out recently with the Johnny Somali thing, right? Like Johnny literally got told by the Koreans that he's like, while he's like waiting for his court date, he's now barred from streaming. He's not allowed to stream, and the basis of that is he came to Korea on a tourist visa. You're not allowed to work when you're on a tourist visa. Noel's just been gavelanting around Europe for over half a decade now, and he's definitely working. Is he permitted to work while he's on that Schengen zone, whatever the fuck sinecure visa that he's on? Show me your visa, Noel. Show me your visa. Are you on a tourist visa?
Hey,
have you been illegally collecting money for years? Also, there's that other thing. He's still a US citizen. Now, the US has this wild and wacky, fun little thing where a US citizen owes Uncle Sam taxes no matter where he earns money anywhere in the world. It's a fun little thing that people get insanely angry about when they find out about it. Usually because some fucking lawyer or business dude will go over to Australia to work at an Australian law office or work at some Australian firm, and then they get this fun little email a few months later from Uncle Sam saying, "Hey, need my beak wet. Got to wet my beak."
Uncle Sam putting his dirty little dick beaters in everyone's pockets.
Yeah, so as Josh been writing remittances back to Uncle Sam over his last decade of fucking kicking around Romania? I bet he hasn't.
That'll catch up someday.
Well, I mean, he wants to go back to America. I think at some point, you'd expect the tax man to say, "Ooh, what's this giant big fucking hole in your record here?"
$1.
Oh, we just received a molly. See, there you go. Bullying works.
Not to catch another bullet here because I can see you're understandably upset, but I think some people are just excited to share what has worked for them if a related topic arises, and I don't think they mean it as a slight, and even if they do, fuck 'em. You demonstrably know what works for you, so take what they say as a grain of salt. Their opinion is only one of many.
No dude, people just love to fucking bark orders at me, and if I tell them to fuck off they cry that I'm just coping and I'm going to die alone. I either have to do what they say right now. No fucking excuses. Get swole bro.
Holy shit, look at him to fucking ramp up. That's a fairly reasonable response that he got there. I'm honestly surprised. Yeah. I was just speed reading through here. I was is he going to accuse that person of being a concern troll? I was actually disappointed that he didn't.
Right. But even so, he takes the most level-headed explanation for something. He's like,
this goes ape shit, yeah.
He just wants to yell at me and tell me I'm going to die alone. It's like I think you're projecting
no
a little there, buddy. I
or it's not good enough.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally clicked play while you were talking.
Oh, you're
good. Yeah, I mean, how, Josh Moon is just a cunt hair away from doing my mother twisted my fucking tipples!
Dude, we can only hope, right?
Well, I think she might
so much
have,
pain!
No, Josh has huge hang-ups about his mother. I'm not, for those who haven't actually seen it, I'm not I'm not like fucking like spinning shit out of thin air here. Josh wrote this incredible fucking breakdown on Something Awful, like back in like 2009 or whatever, about how he had this fantasy about killing his mother. He hated his mother. He felt that his mother hated him. He couldn't stand how he'd be in his room and would just hear his mother like talk to her cats for 2 hours. And he's like, she won't talk to me. She barely acknowledges me except to like, you know, tell me to clean my room or something. But she'll sit there on the couch and talk to those fucking cats for like 2 days. And he had this bizarre revenge fantasy where he was going to murder his mother, but not before he'd displayed to her like the mutilated corpses of her cats first. So she'd die knowing that like that he'd fucking tortured the cats. That's Josh Moon as a spurgy teenager having a fucking fantasy.
It's like the politics being downstream from culture thing, but it's like, is mother hatred downstream from, you know, dealing with Jersh, or is it the other way around?
Who can say? I think he's probably on better relations with his mother now, because one of the things that happened when people were going after him was they did get his mother's address, and they were harassing his mum, and Josh didn't take too kindly to that, which is nice. You know, it's nice to see Josh actually have a fucking human reaction for once. Yeah, people mess with your mother, you're not pleased about it.
Can't just deliberately make changes to improve my overall well-being, i.e. switching off of diet soda to begin with, which I've maintained for over a year now. I have to do everything they say with no excuses. Or else. Like fuck off, I'm probably fucking older than you. I'm going to do what I want. Stop fucking talking. It's literally just diet where people get insane like this. Not a single other topic that invites the same kind of absolute faggotry. I'm still at a weight that is lower than it was in Ukraine, it's just not my goal weight, and it's difficult to pursue a goal weight when you're doing shit like moving countries. #DKF was what knocked me off my last meal plan. But no excuses. Your life is exactly like mine. Do everything I say right now. Drop what you're doing and do what I say.
He was less mad about tranny mafia ruining his life and keeping his site unstable for months than he is about people telling him how to make coffee.
Yep. And once again, you know, like let me make this about myself just for a second. I know it's a rare thing. That's exactly what I was saying about Josh, about how Josh just had this hate and continues to have this years-long hate boner for me because I told him to fuck off and started the slam my penis in the car door meme when he wanted me to like come onto his site and go on his show and spill the tea. Drop the tea about working with Ralph, you know, like just after I parted ways with him on the about the Cozy TV thing. And Jersh got so fucking booty blasted that I dared to say no to him. And I also sent in a joke reference to him, once again, his fucking mistake, going to his pit of ghouls and talking about how he has erectile dysfunction. Why the fuck would you go to the most disaffected fucking ghoul retards on the internet that you had handcraftedly assembled and say, hey guys, by the way, I've got a broken cock?
The bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it pans out for him.
But I'd long point out that like Noel had a bigger hate boner for me than Keffels. Keffels was literally trying to ruin his life, destroy his site, and even get him in legal trouble. I laughed at his broken cock. But I think more importantly, I said no to him. And that he couldn't fucking stand.
Since it is broken, you may have touched on an exposed nerve there.
Literally. Well, apparently the nerve endings don't work. Like, he had this whole thing about, like he has had sex, but, like, he didn't like it. So... First of all, I'm going to guess she didn't like it either if he's just sitting there pushing rope. Well, seeing as it was literally a prostitute, I think she enjoyed being paid. But yeah, no, apparently, like, he went into it like he was oversharing. We'll just say that. He was oversharing. He went into great detail about how he's got erectile dysfunction. It's difficult for him to get an erection. I can't recall whether he said, like, erections were actually painful. But he did also then go and describe as like I've tested it out. Like, I've had sex, you know, so obviously a prostitute was involved in that. And I just didn't really feel anything, and I didn't enjoy the experience. And I'm like, wow. So 99% of the time you can't get hard, but when you do get hard and someone's paid to do something about it, you don't even enjoy the act. Like, no wonder you are a bitter, twisted, like, little creep. I mean, it reminds me of that old. I definitely won't be able to pull this up just with a click of my fingers. Do you remember an old thing called the Perry Bible Fellowship?
God, that sounds familiar.
It's
but
an
not
old
bringing anything to
webcomic,
mind.
old school webcomic. Like, we're talking like Web 1.0. They had this comic in here that was very funny. It's called The Adventures of the Man with No Penis, and it's this dude sitting on a bench, and like a woman with huge tits and a bubble butt walks past, brushing her hair, and then the next panel is he's pulling out a gun and shooting himself in the head. And thus concludes The Adventures of the Man with No Penis.
Maybe that's why Jersh fled to Europe in the first place, because you can't get a fucking gun over there.
All right, Threve says he can get a boner just fine, he just can't nut. That's a part of erectile dysfunction. Because I'm lying with an agenda, and by lying with an agenda, I mean I'm trying to recall things from like 3 fucking years ago. The important thing is that Josh hated me more than he hated Keppels, because I said, no, I'm not going on your show. I'm not signing up for your forums, and haha, you have a broken dick. And that made him hate me more than Keppels trying to fucking kill him for 8 months straight.
Thank you for watching this clip. This is the CACA Welfare. Remember to like and subscribe.